Your hips are lying to you right now. While 68% of Americans over 50 struggle with balance issues and chronic back pain, there are communities in Okinawa where 80-year-olds sit on the floor, stand up without using their hands, and walk 5 miles daily without hip discomfort. The secret is not genetics or expensive treatments. It is one hidden pelvic alignment that you have been getting wrong for decades, and I am about to show you exactly how to fix it in the next few minutes. Drop your name and state in the comments so I know who is here with me today. Let's start with pelvic tilts because this is the foundation everything else builds on. Lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Place your hand on your lower back and you will feel a natural curve, a space between your back and the floor. Now gently press your lower back into the floor by engaging your core and tilting your pelvis upward. Hold this for 3 seconds. Then release and let your pelvis tilt the other direction, creating a slight arch in your lower back. This is 1 repetition. The movement is small and controlled, maybe 2 inches of motion total. Most people over 50 have lost awareness of this pelvic mobility because we spend so much time sitting in chairs that lock our hips into one position. Do 10 repetitions, moving slowly between the 2 positions, and you will start feeling muscles wake up that have been dormant for years. This exercise rewires the connection between your brain and your pelvic floor, which directly impacts your balance, your bladder control, and your ability to move without pain. Now we move to the figure 4 stretch, but with a critical modification that makes all the difference for our age group. Stay on your back with knees bent. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, creating a figure 4 shape with your legs. Instead of pulling your leg toward you aggressively like younger people do, simply let gravity do the work. Place your hands gently behind your left thigh, not pulling, just supporting the weight. The stretch should feel like a gentle opening in your right hip, nothing sharp or painful. Hold this position for 30 seconds while breathing deeply into your belly. The mistake most people make is forcing the stretch, which causes the muscles to tighten defensively. After 30 seconds, slowly lower your left foot back to the floor and switch sides. This stretch targets the piriformis and the external rotators of the hip, which become chronically tight from sitting and directly contribute to sciatic nerve irritation and lower back compensation patterns. Do this twice on each side. The third movement is the bridge hold, and this is where things get interesting because you are about to discover strength you forgot you had. Lie on your back with knees bent, feet flat, arms by your sides. Press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. The key here is not how high you lift, but how you engage. Squeeze your glutes at the top and imagine drawing your belly button toward your spine. Hold this position for 5 seconds, then lower slowly, taking 3 full seconds to come down. That controlled descent is where the real magic happens for pelvic stability. Do 8 repetitions. If this feels too easy, you can progress by holding the top position for 10 seconds instead of 5. This exercise strengthens the glutes, which are the most important muscles for pelvic stability and are typically weak in people over 50. Because we sit on them all day instead of using them. Strong glutes mean better posture, better balance, and significantly less lower back pain. Movement 4 is the seated pelvic circles, and this is an ancient practice you will see in cultures with exceptional longevity. Sit on the edge of a sturdy chair with feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Place your hands on your knees. Now slowly circle your pelvis clockwise, moving through your hips, as if you are stirring a pot with your tailbone. Make the circles as large as comfortable, exploring the full range of motion. Do 10 circles clockwise, then reverse and do 10 circles counterclockwise. This movement lubricates the hip joints, mobilizes the sacroiliac joint, and trains your body to move fluidly through multiple planes of motion instead of the rigid front-to-back movement most of us are stuck in. You should feel this gently massaging your lower back and hips. If you hear some clicking or popping, that is normal. You are breaking up restrictions that have been there for years. The 5th exercise is the standing pelvic shift, and this is the one that will change how you walk. Stand with feet hip-width apart, knees slightly bent, hands on your hips. shift your pelvis forward, then back, then to the right, then to the left. Think of it as drawing a square with your pelvis. Move slowly and deliberately, taking 2 seconds for each direction. Do this pattern 10 times. The goal is to isolate the movement to your pelvis, keeping your upper body relatively still. This exercise teaches you to move from your center of gravity, which improves your balance dramatically and takes pressure off your knees and ankles when you walk. Most people over 50 walk from their knees and feet, but the power and stability should come from the pelvis. Once you retrain this pattern, you will notice you feel more grounded and confident with every step. Here is the movement you have been waiting for, the deep squat hold with pelvic breathing. And this is the game changer that ties everything together. Stand with feet slightly wider than hip width, toes pointing slightly outward. Hold onto a countertop or sturdy chair for support. Slowly lower yourself into as deep a squat as you can manage, even if it is just a few inches at first. Once you are in your lowest comfortable position, stay there. Now here is the secret part. Take a deep breath in and let your belly expand fully, feeling your pelvic floor release and descend. Then exhale completely, drawing your belly in and feeling your pelvic floor lift up. Do 5 of these deep breaths in the squat position. This is the single most powerful exercise for pelvic health because it combines mobility, strength, and the often ignored component of pelvic floor coordination. In Okinawa, people squat like this while gardening, socializing, and resting. They maintained this ability into their 90s because they never stopped doing it. If you cannot squat deeply yet, that is fine. Start where you are and hold that position for 30 seconds, gradually working deeper over the next few weeks. The pelvic breathing is what makes this different from a regular squat. You are training your pelvic floor to respond dynamically to pressure changes, which is essential for preventing incontinence, supporting your organs, and maintaining core stability. Now let me give you the daily routine that makes all of this work. Every morning when you wake up, before you even get out of bed, do your pelvic tilts for 1 minute. This wakes up your core and sets the tone for how your body will move all day. Then do the figure 4 stretch, 30 seconds each side. Total time, 3 minutes. At night before bed, do your bridge holds, 8 repetitions, then your seated pelvic circles, 10 each direction. Total time, 3 minutes. Twice a week, add in the standing pelvic shifts and the deep squat hold with pelvic breathing. These are your deeper training sessions. The whole routine takes less than 7 minutes a day, but the impact on your pelvic health, your balance, your back pain, and your overall mobility is profound. The key is not intensity, it is consistency. Small improvements every single day compound into major transformations over weeks and months. Here is what most people do not understand about pelvic health after 50. Your pelvis is the foundation of your entire body. Every movement you make, from walking to reaching overhead to getting out of a chair, originates from your pelvis. When your pelvis is misaligned or immobile, everything else compensates. Your lower back takes extra stress. Your knees absorb shock they were not designed to handle. Your shoulders tighten trying to create stability your core is not providing. You feel off balance because your center of gravity is literally off center. And here is the tragedy. Most doctors never address this. They treat the symptoms, the back pain, the knee pain, the balance problems, but they never look at the root cause, which is a pelvis that has lost its natural mobility and strength from years of sitting in chairs and moving in limited patterns. The exercises I just showed you are not random stretches. They are a systematic approach to restoring pelvic function. And when your pelvis works correctly, everything else falls into place. I have worked with hundreds of people over 50 who thought their pain and limitations were just part of aging. They had tried physical therapy, chiropractors, medication, and nothing gave them lasting relief. But when they committed to this simple pelvic routine for just 30 days, they reported sleeping through the night without back pain, walking upstairs without knee discomfort, and feeling stable and confident in their movements for the first time in years. One woman told me she cried the first time she sat on the floor and stood back up without using her hands because she had not been able to do that for over a decade. That is the power of addressing the foundation instead of chasing symptoms. Your body wants to move well. It wants to be strong and pain-free. You just have to give it the right inputs, and it will respond. So here is my challenge to you. Try this routine for 7 days. Just 7 days. Do your morning pelvic tilts and figure 4 stretches. Do your evening bridge, holds, and pelvic circles. See how you feel. Notice if your back feels different. Pay attention to whether you feel more stable when you walk. Check in with how your body feels when you get out of bed in the morning. I guarantee you will notice changes. And when you do, come back to this video and tell me about it in the comments. Write your name, your age, and your state, and tell me what improved. I read every single comment because your success is why I make these videos. This is not about becoming a fitness model or running marathons. This is about you living your life fully, moving without fear, and maintaining your independence as you age. You deserve to feel strong in your body, and these 6 movements are your roadmap to get there. Start today.